Hello investors, this week we're talking life insurance. Torchmark versus the duck. Come on, let's go swimming with the sharks and see who's the better investment for you. Hey, if you're new to the channel or you just need a little refresher, here's how I qualify stocks. I look at three things: cash flow, earnings, and dividends per share. In order to make our list, a company must have one of six things: 17 years of increasing cash flow per share, or 17 years of increasing cash flow per share with one negative or one flat year, 17 years of increasing earnings per share, or one flat or negative year, and 17 years of increasing dividends per share with one flat year, no negatives allowed. Let's dive right in with Aflac. Ticker AFL. I'm sure you've all seen and enjoyed their commercials. Their dividend was 2.2% as of the 5th of April, and that was on $49.83 a share. Now, you'll quickly notice that they don't report cash flow the way other companies do, so that automatically knocks them out of the cash flow area. They are not qualified for earnings per share, but they are qualified as a Div 0, 17 years of increasing dividends per share. Here's what that looks like on the long-term trend. You can see the earnings were a bit jagged here, but dividends, nice, smooth upward trend to that line. And here's the year-to-year change. Here's that jaggedness that we saw 08 and 11, and you can see that the dividends are all on the positive side of the bar. Now, the competing with them is Torchmark, ticker TMK. Torchmark only yields 0.8%, again valid 5 April, and that was on a share price of $81.87. Now, just like Aflac, they don't purport the cash flow, but earnings was an E0. That's how they're qualified, as an E0. Dividends, they had 2 flat years here, so they are not qualified for dividends. Here's the long-term trend. You can see that the earnings, nice upward trajectory, and the dividends were flat. It trends up, but there were a couple negative years in there, as we saw. Here's the year-to-year. You can see the flat years here. There's no yellow showing, and the earnings per share all positive. All right, let's do some detailed comps for these two companies. We start out with the earnings per share. Now remember, Torchmark was qualified as an E0, and here you can see the red line. Torchmark is outperforming Aflac, the blue line, and here's the jaggedness that we saw in Aflac's earnings per share, but Aflac was qualified as a div, not an earnings. Here's the dividend comparison. So here we can clearly see that Aflac, the blue line, outperforms Torchmark as a dividend company. Now, kind of hard to call this an income play, though. We're only talking 2.2% on roughly $50 per share. So it's really hard for me to say that this is an income play. But if you want to have some life insurance in your portfolio, you may want to go with Aflac because it is giving you the better dividend. Now, if what you're looking for is something other than an income play, maybe Torchmark is the better play because, as we saw in the earnings per share, they do routinely outperform Aflac. All right, folks, well, I hope you enjoyed this very brief discussion. Remember, if you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe. Go ahead and hit the bell so you don't miss a single episode. Share this channel with your friends so that they can join in the conversation as well. I would love to hear what you all think about Torchmark versus Aflac. If you have other insurance plays that you think we should be talking about, let me know. If I haven't looked at them, I'll certainly take a look. Have a great week.